Hello everyone, we are students from Hong Kong Baptist University. We are going to introduce the Ritual Wow fossil, which name Hu, discovered in the Eastern Zhou Dynasty, approximate from 400 to 600 BCE, and now exhibiting in San Francisco Asian Art Museum. There are several dynasties in ancient China history, and the bronze vessels have been discovered since the Shang Dynasty. The Eastern Zhou Dynasty starts from c. 770 and ends at 256 BCE. This dynasty has been subdivided into spring and autumn period from 1770 to 476 BCE and the Warist state period from 475 to 221 BCE. The concept of the conformation of the states underwent fundamental change during this period, with the fossil became stronger and the royal line has broken. The power of the Zhou court was diminished, and the kingdom quickly fragmented afterwards. From King Ping onward, the Zhou kings ruled in name only, with true power lies in the hands of powerful nobles. The country was divided into a number of nearly autonomous vassal states with only nominal allegiance to the Zhou king. About the changes of the bronze vessel. Bronze originally appeared as a small tool or accessory. The bronze containers and weapons were discovered in the Xia dynasty. In the middle of the Shang dynasty, the bronze wares were extremely wealthy, whereas inscription and fine patterns came into view. From the late Shang dynasty to the early Western Zhou dynasty, it was the heyday of the development of bronzes, namely the Golden Age of Bronze. Several kinds of shapes, thick and dignified bronze vessels were cast. At the same time, the inscription on bronze have gradually lengthened, and the development of patterns was copious. Bronze cast in some vessel states was characterized by their colossal scale, great quantity, and majestic splendor. Due to the advancement in casting technology and changing social conditions, the Zhou dynasty showed important change in the function, shapes, decoration, and styles of bronzes. First, bronze vessels have been used primarily for sacrifice to ancestors, both living and dead. However, bronze vessels deviated from the realm of religion. Ritual began to be seen as luxury items in their own rights during the Eastern Zhou dynasty. As a result, the bronze vessels were mainly used by their owners as a way to show off their wealth and status. Bronze ritual vessels were often cast with extraordinary kinds of engraved decorations, as it tended to be created for display and feast. They became more ornate in appearance. Especially in Eastern Zhou, bronze were elaborate and often adorned with boldly modeled handles or pendants in the form of animal heads or even climbing beasts. For example, this is a pair of bronze ritual wow vessels from Western Zhou dynasty from 1076 to 771 BC. It is obvious that there are only a few geometric patterns, but without any hunting or animals pattern cast on the vessel. Compared with the Eastern Zhou vessel, there are no patterns that depict the life of people at that time, such as shooting, banqueting, etc. For the casting techniques of making bronze, there were both simple and complex processes. The piece mold technique was widely used at that time, due to the shape was usually too large or too complicated. It was necessary to divide the whole object into several pieces or splice into a whole. The different parts of the object were connected by casting to make the parts tighter. Therefore, the vessel would merely be rotated but cannot be removed. Toward the late Eastern Zhao, sculpted animals and birds were served as finials, fixture handles, or feet attached to a vessel, or even they will be used to wrap around the work which called the symbolic work. During the late spring and autumn period, a taste for pictorial scenes on vessels began to assert itself. Although only a small number of works dating to this period have been unearthed, they are significant as they demonstrate a new trend and pursuit of being picturesque in ritual vessel decoration. The first pictorial theme appeared on bronze vessels was the hunting scenes, as the battle was so prevalent at that time. Then, it expanded to encompass events reflecting nobles' lives, such as ritual feasts, ceremonial entertainment, art trick contests, and mulberry leaf picking. These pictorial scenes were engraved by needle, executed in shallow relief, or rendered by mental innate, which provide interesting architectural information in their era. After introducing the brief information about the bronze vessel, it's time to shift focus on our main topic, the ritual wild vessel in Eastern Zhao dynasty, namely Hu. It could be simply shown that there are various patterns including geometric patterns, animal patterns, and hunting patterns. All of them are very delicate and meticulous in details. We would like to briefly inform different patterns outlaid on the vessel, starting from the top to the bottom. First of all, we could see that the bird's figure on the leg are long-necked, large eyes, birds with long tails. It is believed that they represent the Chinese pheasant, which has long necks, long tail, and a ring of feathers around its eyes. The birds are running with their tails held high and their mouths open as though squawking. Apart from the bird's pattern, there is a variety of patterns around the neck under the birds as well. Firstly, a man prepares to strike a feline, which already has a spear in his throat. From this image, it follows with two men attacking a deer, one with a sword and the other with bow and arrow. It displayed that the deer has one arrow in its rump while another lies on the ground. At the same time, a flat light object is in front of the deer. In this image, we could see two men fighting a bull, which the bull's head was lowered and hurt by an arrow. The men have also laid their shields on the ground while a bird flies overhead. It showed the prevalence of man-animal combat and hunting scenes. There is particularly an amusing scene which, unlike the patterns that have been displayed before. From the picture we see, a were-human figure with a bird's head is preparing to shoot an arrow at another half-bird and half-human creature. Last but not least, this final pattern has illustrated a man who, with a snake on his head, is attached by a bird's tail and human legs. This creature stands between organ-like birds biting snakes, which contain certain mythological or religious meaning. At the middle and bottom of the vessels, we can see there are few geometric patterns illustrated in these two images. The technique of making hull was then expanded beyond the southeastern territory that influenced other regions, such as the Central Plains in the north. The new process of inlaying red copper developed in the north was influenced by the animal-style art from the Zhou dynasty. Moreover, it rose the interest in color contrast in bronze representation with using gold, silver, and copper inlay. The colors of the bronze are gold-like earthy yellow, and the green color seen by a descendant is only gradually formed because it is buried in the soil. Since the bronzes are entirely made by hand, each piece is unique. In terms of using skill of bronzes, casting process, plastic arts, and varieties, there is no place in the world where bronzes can be compared with ancient Chinese bronzes. This is undoubtedly the great contribution of our ancestors to human material civilization.